doubles top 8 here in Smash Ultimate. YouTube poop bits aside, I'm Kimona, that's Storm. We're about to get into it. Two dominant teams, I think the two that have really earned their way into this top 8 for sure. We saw Ravenking and ATATA blast through the winner's side. We saw Stitch and ANJELLOH blast through the loser's side.
Yes, by YouTube standards, they have pooped their way through the loser's side. They put their way through the winner's side. Let's find out who's going to poop the hardest in Grand
Do you know what YouTube poops are?
No, I'm 33.
That's fair, I guess.
I'm 33, and what is this?
Coney does, and he's older than you. So you know what? I stand by the fact that I'm right. You don't know about a sauce. Okay.
We're out here. We're
it's
scaling.
Game number 1. Twitch chat,
look
I'm
at
sure,
the
is
DI
dying from cringe of me right now. But yes, we got to see. We were talking about this earlier, right? Stitch and ANJELLOH so good in those 1v1s. And the thought here is, how are they going to prevent ATATA and Ravenking from breaking up those 1v1s and coming in to support each other?
Yes, and a part of it is that, you know, Ike is incredibly slow, right? Like, if they can knock Ike away, they have infinite time to just mess up Neff. So is that going to be the case, or where are we going to end up here? We'll find out. So far, the percents have been really, really close, but that's actually going to be ATATA who's going to be the one losing that stock first.
Now, you mentioned there might even be, you know, the thought of maybe we see the Joker against this team, right? Maybe that the Ike isn't necessarily the best matchup here, but does end up working out pretty well. Both Ravenking and ATATA are able to bring it back to a dead-even game, and looks like they're pretty comfortable fighting this 1v1 right now.
Yellow team is going to have to prove it if the Joker's going to show up. It will always be Ike game number 1. So that's what we're seeing here. This has definitely just kind of been an information stock 1, but oh, what a snipe! That was ATATA on ANJELLOH in between the Ike Aether as the recovery. That's the kind of accuracy that just comes from years and years and years and years and years of experience with this character.
That is exactly what ATATA brings. I mean, picked up this character basically, you know, day 1 of this game and never really looked back.
Didn't want to smash 4, but ATATA might have had an opportunity to like DI in and tech into the stage on that spike. I'm not sure.
Usually when you're hanging on the ledge, you don't, especially when you have a spike that sends a little bit more out like that Yoshi Fair. But I mean, just the danger of holding onto that ledge a little bit too long.
Yeah.
You got that quick Yoshi double jump. Man, Ravenking, though, not able to close out that stock, really put a lot of damage onto ANJELLOH. But the question is, are you going to be able to finish your plate?
And Ike's staying alive for now. It is 3 stocks to 3 stocks, but the stocks are a little bit more bloody on the yellow team's side. And yet these falling up airs are so valuable. But what a wait from Ravenking. He just like slowly turned around and he was like, I can up tilt over this entire platform. I have to pick specifically where I want to up tilt on this platform.
But yeah, you don't want to just overcommit early, right? Because Luigi can choose whether he falls down through, and he can kind of choose that late as well. And Ravenking was like, I'm just going to stay patient. It's all right.
Now Stitch is against the world here, trying to decide when you're going to pull the trigger on these jabs, jab 1, 2, or am I going to jab fair? But like, how many options do you really have in this 1 versus 2? Particularly when like ATATA has all the frame data in the world. Ooh. Oh, you got the snipe on Ike. Okay, that's a start.
That was a great challenge there from Stitch and brings the stocks to even. And I suspect that there will be a lot of targeting ATATA right now. And that's why Ravenking is going right into the front line, swinging that big sword. Because you want that nest to be your lifeline and to stay alive as long as possible right now.
Oh, but those eggs were so clutch to stop the yo-yo and stop Ike on the back half. Ooh. The movement from Stitch has been incredible.
Immaculate even.
And look at the wave land to turn around was so clean, and then he tried to like land with a fair, and like Ravenking wasn't fooled in the slightest, which is going to be a game 1 win. But Stitch was still showing that movement the whole way, even if it was going downstream.
Ended up getting pretty close as well, but I mean, that was the teamwork right there. Knowing that ATATA was at that higher percent, knowing that if the Yoshi gets him off stage, things can go really bad. Ravenking was just like, hey, take a back seat. I got this, right? Even if I'm playing Ike, even if he doesn't bust down the front door the same way that Ness does, we got to keep you safe.
That's that reaction time that applies to like when Ravenking is going for those Joker confirms in singles, or if he's going for like just the Aether reads, not read, I'm sorry, the Aether reactions in doubles. It's going to work out either way. that kind of skill between the characters translates perfectly.
The fundies cannot be broken.
Indeed.
Try as you might. You can learn every matchup you want, but when your opponent has fundies, what's next?
Skill issue.
Exactly.
Is next.
That's what I'm saying. We go into game number 2.
Raging on Reddit about the matchup is next.
Well, here we go. Final destination, definitely going to open up a lot of opportunities for ANJELLOH should he get that one grab. Only question is, again, as we've seen and as we've discussed, that teamwork from the blue team has been so impressive, right? When somebody does start to get in danger, they are right there to cover each other's backs. Oh, no tech from Ravenking, though.
I mean, that was the art. Was that a misfire? No, it was just kind of like well charged.
Pretty well charged, yeah. I think Ravenking was trying to get the armor of the up B, drag the Luigi up, and then land on stage with it to get that KO or at least send it back off stage. But that move just not working for Ravenking right now. And in fact,
and he is dead a second time. There's the RNG. Yeah, okay. It makes that distinct sound effect that just never showed up before. And the PK Thunder 2 is going to kill Stitch. We'll get the blue team on the board, but man, the damage is so far down already.
And once again, Ravenking finds himself off stage as ATATA loses his first stock. Yellow team working with a real big ol' honkin' lead right now. ANJELLOH off stage just gives them plenty of time to 2v1 that Yoshi. That's one of the disadvantages of playing Luigi in doubles, is that even though he has that crazy hard-hitting power, if he goes off stage, your teammate's going to be left to fend for themselves for about 5 or 6 seconds.
Yeah, you have like exactly 5-6 seconds, maybe even longer in certain instances where you just like Luigi just has to take all that time to recover. And it's even worse on Final Destination where there's no platforms to mix up said recovery, where like Luigi could land on a platform or land on the stage or land on the ledge. Like it's tricky. But Yoshi is a slippery character enough that it can make do with that disadvantage in certain situations. Oh, and the stick to the misfire stuck. Baby. But it didn't matter because ATATA still aimed for it regardless.
Really, really smart stuff right there. Bringing this game back to just about dead even, I would say. Really impressive stuff from the blue team right now. Down goes the fourth stock, or rather the third stock from Ravenking. He is on his fourth stock in this game now.
This is that veteran stuff, though. Oh, but it might not matter.
Indeed, it does not. ATATA now in the nightmare scenario, 1v2. But if you're talking about a character that can pull off a 1v2, then Ness is the one. We talked about it. So difficult to whiff punish, and he's got big hitboxes that hit hard. Just got to be careful. Oh, my goodness.
I like the attempt at the reverse edge guard on Yoshi. Yoshi can overcommit with that double jump sometimes, particularly in those situations where the player is not too experienced. But Stitch was so calm and confident, found that forward smash, used the invulnerability frames to just stuff out the PK Thunder at the right time. Stitch looking primed for the moment.
I think the FD pick was really, really good for them as well. We didn't end up seeing the crazy damage output that you would expect Luigi to do on that stage, but what we did see was nowhere for Ravenking to run. You were talking about the recovery mix-ups for Luigi. I think that went doubly for Ike, where all of a sudden Ravenking finds himself off stage and there is nowhere to go. And now you've got to face down Yoshi just drifting out there.
There was a moment where I was going to commit and then look really stupid by saying that I'm not really like a Yoshi Final Destination fan, personally. But, man, you are correct. That stage just was brilliant in exposing the vulnerabilities of that Ike. And so here we go to Callus, where those quick draw mix-ups are very prevalent on these side platforms.
I think this being the choice really goes to illustrate that exact point, right? That the flat was not the problem. It was just that there were no platforms. And you can have a flat stage with platforms. Callus is the perfect venue to do that. And I think another key thing is that you're going to get places to kind of ride the wall as Ike for that recovery, and that is a huge boon to him as well.
Oh, and I love the way that Ravenking was so aggressive off the right side, and he just refused to turn around his Aether because he knew it was going to face forward and it was going to vacuum anyone who was sneaking behind him.
All right, well, we've got Stitch stuck off stage. Does use that down B to snap the ledge real quick, but in the meantime, blue team, I just noticed that all 4 of these players are using blue ults.
On the blue stage.
And on the blue stage. It's annoying me a little bit.
It's camouflage. You can't see the Ike.
Wasn't camouflage in the last game.
Regardless, though, Luigi off stage, and we do see the blue team going for that 2v1, but with those cavernous blast zones.
Which
that
blue
Yoshi
team,
holds
Kimona?
on.
Which blue team?
Good question, Sturm. How about you tell the people?
The blue team that's not actually the blue team.
Exactly. And that team that you refer to right now down 2 stocks.
Oh, and
Ravenking
the Yoshi
ATATA.
air dodge, that's going to cost you.
Ouch. Especially when you're already down, that just digs your hole. I mean, I don't want to say that it's insurmountable, but like you said, that's a blow.
Well, okay, you got the Ike done. That's a start, and now you can get this 1v2 on Ness for a little bit, but ATATA's so comfortable on these Kalos platforms, turning it around instantly versus Stitch.
ATATA is so aware that he could go down to 1 Yoshi aerial. Oh my goodness, the edge guard from Ravenking. Both of these players between Ravenking and ATATA so clean in this game number 3.
And even if that was like too much of a risk for Ravenking, where like he would lose his stock on the drift, it doesn't matter because you have the lead. When you can take those risks when you're ahead.
That's exactly what they are opting to do. Working out pretty well, although don't get grabbed. Unfortunately for the yellow team, Stitch is not able to play defense right there, so that means the Luigi combo had to stop. Otherwise, I mean, they've really had an avenue back into this one, and the avenue is open.
As long, okay, Yoshi can take that up tilt from Ike on Kalos. That's totally fine. Yoshi can't overcommit really in any of these engagements. That's the tricky part about this. And what a turnaround yo-yo here from ATATA, and he's going for buttons in the magnifying glass.
Now Ravenking making it back, stuck in the stage, so we just go for the easy nair indeed. You can double jump all you like, but dread it, run from it. ATATA is still coming for you, baby. That is a 2-1 lead for Chicago's finest.
That misfire looked like it might have been like the saving grace maybe, but like ATATA just has that punish on lock, right?
Especially once he hit the stage and he hit the boy.
Yeah.
Luigi hitting the.
How'd that go? Can you do that again?
Oh, Luigi hitting the. I gotta take off my headset. Sorry.
You gotta take off your what?
My headset. Luigi hitting the. Cartoon sound effects .wav. Yes, I say .wav and not .wave. You can fight me if you're a programmer. I'll break your fragile bones.
I say Yoshi spelled backwards is Isoy.
I suppose so. Thank you, Harry Carey. You ever notice that? What's with this dinosaur flying around?
Sephiroth spells backwards is Hithori.
You're gonna try that one?
There was an attempt.
Now, Ravenking, considering whether a character
Ravenking's
changes
buy
in
list
order.
is actually pretty hype, but it's going to be, I think, stick to the guns that brought you here.
Sticking to the Ike, yeah. I love this Ike ult, by the way.
The blue young Ike.
Yeah.
I'm more of a fan of young Ike versus old Ike.
A little bit, yeah. And don't get me wrong, I like old Ike too, but just this is my Tundra Jack.
I think Path of Radiance is also just like a better game than Radiant Dawn, but we can get into
haven't
that
played 'em.
a whole other time.
Shout outs to the yellow team. I assume it's their counter pick. I assume they picked the music. Good choice in music, good taste. But they are going to also need to have some good gameplay. Misfire, it almost got ANJELLOH killed, but no panics here. He is able to stay alive. Look out!
You died.
You died indeed.
You died to the death.
I can't debate that. Ooh!
Oh, you
no,
hit your
my
boy.
God, it worked!
But you hit the other guy too.
Beautiful gambit. Excellently played.
Buttons were pressed, but you know, Yoshi DI'd it at the perfect percent to do so.
Ravenking shouting, "I'm a genius." That's awesome. I must be some kind of genius.
It was probably oh no before it. and
Yeah,
then-
no, exactly like what I did. I was like, what are you doing? Oh my God, it's amazing. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life.
Scoreboard says I am the best at this game.
Now, unfortunately, one team kill deserves another, and Ravenking goes down to ATATA's back air. What a tech from ATATA, and he is going to be able to make that all the way back, and now suddenly ANJELLOH on the back foot.
Again, ATATA, the expert of nest recovery. Nest recovery is so hard if you are not a veteran nest player, and ATATA has been playing this character for 10 plus years.
Woo. Speaking of playing characters for a while, Ravenking has been on that Ike since day one and does immediately cover that platform with a perfectly spaced up air. Down goes ATATA though, so each team with a player at high percent on stock 2 and low percent on stock number 3. Gonna have to see, I mean, this could easily go to game 5.
We'll find out, but it's going to be a well-paced back air here for Ravenking, and the Luigi is going to be the one to fall victim to it.
Oh! Yeah, Ravenking being a little extra cautious right there. I think if he had realized that Stitch was at like 90%, he probably would have gone for an aerial there.
Yeah, turning around to be aggressive would have made a lot of sense, but instead he just wants to hold on to stock for as long as possible. Yeah, Stitch is very low. Oh, the scrambles have been insane this game.
So many misfires, and yet Yellow
there
team
goes
is
Yoshi
down to their final stock.
And that Luigi is starting to be battered and bruised. Yo! I appreciate the attempt there. You would have been a genius, Ravenking, but instead...
That player just a minute ago said that he was a genius. Then again, he would have been able to say it again if it worked, so who am I to say?
It would have been really cool.
Okay, long recovery.
Fireball saving some space, but it only stopped the the down tilt for like 2 seconds, maybe.
Ravenking playing very carefully after that last goof. And ATATA says, hey, you take the front line, big guy. I'm at 111%, and I'd rather not lose this game.
It is probably curtains here for ANJELLOH. Yeah, look how far Ravenking went. Not very far at all.
ATATA messing up the punish, though. Back air to hit that cross-up, and indeed, he gets it. Ravenking and ATATA are going to clutch out that game number 4. 3-1 victory in grand finals for 2 of Chicago's finest players to team up once again and take the doubles crown, doing it in style here at Frosty Faustings number 16. They're your ultimate doubles champions. Give it up for Ravenking and ATATA.
Ravenking and ATATA, the by far favorites. I would say, like, if you were like betting in Vegas for this tournament, it would have been like minus like many points. I don't know how odds work, but it would have been very favored. But you know, ANJELLOH and Stitch, man, they put up a fight. They took a game. That's one more game than I thought that Ravenking and ATATA might have dropped the whole tournament. So.